Alright, this is video 4 out of 7 of our Fireplace remodeling time-lapse series. The previous day we got most of the front tiling done on the facade of the fireplace. The first project for this day is I'm going to continue on with the drywall work. So we've done one coat of mudding. Here you saw I got out my shop vac tool. With drywall, you often need to do multiple layers of mudding and then sanding down and then remudding and sanding until you get a nice smooth and even surface between existing layers of sheetrock and new layers of sheetrock. And so there I just busted out my vacuum attachment sander. I got this sander at Lowe's, I believe it was, for about 20 bucks. It basically attaches to your shop vac, and as you manually sand the wall, it just sucks in a good majority of the drywall dust. Anyone who's done drywall sanding knows it creates this ultra fine, disgusting dust that gets everywhere, and you definitely don't want to breathe it in. So you should always wear a mask or a respirator, and it's nice to have a vacuum attachment because it sucks up a lot of the dust right then. So there you see I've just gone through, I sanded it down, added another layer of mud to even things out, and I'll be continuing on later on the day, finalizing more of the drywall work. So here, along with the fireplace remodel, the other part of this remodel project was to convert some existing hanging speakers I had on the wall. I had 6 hanging speakers, and I wanted to convert them to in-wall speakers. My wife never liked the hanging speakers, as they're sort of bulky and take up a lot of space around the room. So I got these inexpensive in-wall speakers, and so I'm just marking and cutting holes for the in-wall speakers. This first one, we ran into an issue with this electrical box that I didn't realize was going to be there when we cut it open. But we came up with a solution. I had some existing wood board that you see off in the back here that I'm just going to cut a sort of a donut shape out of and create a little extension about a ½ inch out from the wall that the speaker will rest on. So here you see in the foreground Neil's continuing his work on bullnosing the edges of this granite. This is a process that he goes through and spends probably 5 or 6 hours total on to bullnose all the edges. It's not fun work and hard on the back, but he was gracious enough to do it, and do it the do-it-yourself fashion. So here you see I'm just going through and making cuts, exploratory cuts, to figure out the exact placement for the other 5 speakers that I'm going to do in-wall speakers for. So you see I made a small cut and then checked with just a coat hanger to check and make sure that the area that I was going to put it in was going to work. I had in a previous project wired all this wiring for up to 9.1 channel surround sound in this room. So here I've got, this is the front upper right speaker that you're looking at. So the 9.1 channel capability, my receiver actually only runs up to 7.1 at a time, but it can switch between the front high speakers and the surround rear 2 speakers. So that was the front high. This is the regular surround right speaker that I'm working on now, and I've made the marks for it. So here I'm just switching back in between, since the previous layer of mud that I did earlier in the morning has gotten a chance to dry. I'm doing another layer of sanding. I'm just trying to get this drywall work done as soon as possible in this project, because I want to move on from the really messy part of the project and take down this plastic sheeting, as you see. So here at this point we've done most of the drywall sanding. There's a little more after this that we end up doing just to even things out, but at this point we've gotten through most of the real dirty work of the project, all of the demolition and most of the drywall sanding. So the other reason I needed to take down the plastic at that point is that one of the speakers, the rear right surround speaker that you see I'm working on now, was actually behind the area that we plasticed up. So I need to get into this area to make the cutout for this in-wall speaker. So here you see I'm just doing another little small exploratory cut, and I'm cutting at an angle, so if I need to plop this little piece of sheetrock that I cut out back in, I can easily pop it back in and it'll hold in place, and I can just add a little mud. In this case, I checked with a stud finder and did the knock test and found an appropriate place, but I always do a small exploratory cut for this type of thing first, because sometimes you run into random stuff behind there that you just don't know about. So here I'm just cutting out each of these holes. I was using a DeWalt rotary tool to cut these out, drywall rotary tool. So here I've gotten all of the in-wall speaker holes cut out and blocked out for the speakers. And again, just trying to finish up the final drywall mudding in between here, get everything all smoothed out. The final aspect of this will be to mix up some texture. I have a drywall texturing gun and try to match the texture, which I'll do later. So here we are back outside, and Neil's continuing on with the bullnosing work, going through his multiple pads from coarse to medium, all the way to like a ultrafine buffing type of pad. So this was about it for this day. It was a shorter day. If you continue on to the next video, you will see the continuation of the fireplace remodel.